Well, come on in out of that cold, snowy weather that we're having today. Well, actually, I think it was in the 60s today. Probably going to be in the 60s tomorrow. But anyway, come on in. Let's take a look at your inspection report. So stay with me. Okay, now let's take a look at the inspection report and see how it reads out. This is a generic report. This is exactly what you will get, only your information obviously will be filled into all these blanks. The upper right-hand corner of the report is the legend. Each one of these initials pertain to something. A is consistent with the age of the chimney. B, see comments below. C, repairs needed. D, need further evaluation. Or E, not applicable. And they're placed into the boxes next to the parts of the chimney that can be easily identified in this diagram. And then, of course, you'll find my comments here below. Now, let's take a look at your personal report. So stay with me. Hey, great to see you out at the house today. Hey, what a beautiful house, great location, nice yard, nice big yard, beautiful home for, especially if you have children. Let's go inside. Let's take a look at the great room. Great room has Peterson gas logs in it. They are vented. They operate with the remote, and they're working perfectly. This key valve, which is generally associated with a log lighter, which you have in the other fireplace, can also be used as the required service valve. So it's perfectly okay. It just needs to be within 7 feet of the fireplace and in the same room, and it meets all of those conditions. Remember about the dampers. The dampers in vented gas log appliances, the dampers must remain open 24/7. That's for your protection, just so that you know. Flue system looks good, no problems with that. Let's take a look at the office fireplace. Is a wood burner, and again with that key valve, right? But this is what it was meant for this type of application, so it's working well. You just put your wood in here, take 1 or 2 sheets of a newspaper, crumple it up, light it ahead of time, and then turn it on. Remember, there's no pilot to this type of application, so you want to have a little fire going before you turn the key on, before you turn the gas on. A working damper, of course, flue system, smoke chamber looks great, no problems with that. You do see signs in here, see up in the smoke chamber area of the white effervescence, the moisture is getting into the chimney. You also see it here in the corner, and the reason for that is, let's go to that fireplace. This is what the top of it looks like. This is shooting straight down on top of it. Sometimes these joints have cracks in the mortar, so they need to be sealed up, and I would recommend using a painter. This is a 40-foot ladder job, which means that a painter would be the proper person to use this, to do this rather, and seal this up, and maybe even put a nice clear coating of masonry sealer on there, you know, a Thompson sealer. Just keep the moisture out. This screen is really going to have to go. The builder put the screen in to keep the birds out, but you can see how fine the screen is. If you start a fire in this fireplace, it's likely that it will smoke up your house. So that screen's got to go. And as we look at the, let's take a look at the other fireplace, you can see that this fireplace on this side has a screen as well. Now, but we're using gas logs in this application, and this is the great room again, looking down through the top, and it appears I put a CO detector on it. Now, we're not making any warranties on whether or not there's absolutely no carbon monoxide coming in, but we did put our detector on there, and we did not detect any carbon monoxide. Remember, screens should not be applied over the tops of flues like this. It's against building codes. And this particular screen, let's go back to the other picture. You can see how fine that screen is. It'll even keep the bugs out. But the problem is it adds a lot of drag. It's almost as if you're throwing a blanket over the top of the chimney. So If you remove this screen here and get this sealed up by a painter, you may want to go ahead and remove the screens on the other fireplace too, just so that you don't have any problems in the future. You could see where a bird could build a nest on top of this and cause it not to draw well. So screens should go. Pretty easy to push this one out. You could just run a rod up and just knock it out of there, and that would be pretty easy. On this side over here, we're using a drone to grab these shots. The reason is because of the shrubs, as you can see right here as you look down, and the two air conditioning units. Also, there's a pool system right here. There's no way to set a ladder here to get up to the top here. So we could push a sweeping pole up through there and knock those screens out if you want. Just give me a call and we'll get you on the calendar for something like that. Otherwise, questions for me, give me a call, 704-526-6348. You can email me at chris@affordablesweep.com. Thanks.